Alright, what's going on? I just saw Wuthering Heights, and right off the bat, I'm probably going to say it's a solid 7.5 out of 10. Before I get into anything, I'd like to say that this gave me very big Hamnet vibes. And I'm going to be 100% honest, if you told me this was made by the same people who made Hamnet, I would believe you. It's not, as far as I know, but it feels extremely similar to Hamnet when I saw that. But if we're going to get right into it, I haven't seen a lot of reviews for this. I'm going to be 100% honest. Out of everything that came out this weekend, which is, there's like 5 movies that came out. God, I gotta watch all those. Out of the 5, this is the one that I've heard the least about, but feels the most hyped up. Every movie I go see, I always see the trailer for it. But honestly, I feel like the number one takeaway, I just didn't know much going into it. I feel like the number one takeaway after this is going to be that Margot Robbie killed it. Honestly, in my opinion, I think Jacob Elordi did a better job acting. I don't know if that's a crazy take or not, but I felt that, with Margot Robbie, Margot she only had a couple of emotions throughout the whole movie. It was either, whining, being upset that, he's not liking her or whatever, or crying. It was, one of those two emotions pretty much throughout every scene she's in. And, yeah, the crying's fine, but also it's sadness is one of the most general emotions, and I feel like it's one of the easiest ones to act out. Compared to Jacob Elordi, who goes through just array of emotions throughout the whole movie and absolutely kills it with all of them. So personally, that's why I think Jacob Elordi did better. It's just throughout the whole movie, you see him at multiple different points in his life, having to portray different emotions in those scenes, and he's kind of almost multiple different characters in those scenes, because he's poor, and then he acts like he's better than her, and then he acts like he's worse than her, and then he's just loving her the whole time. Felt like he did a great job, and Margot did a good job too, but I think just Jacob Elordi, I feel like if this was going to get nominated for anything, I think Best Supporting Actor Jacob Elordi knocked it out of the park. However, aside from that, I thought another good thing that they did was cinematography. I literally remember in the theater, I'm looking at it, there was one shot, it's there's a castle off in the far back. If you've seen the movie, it's right before she gets married to Linton, and her whole dress is blowing in the wind, and I'm like, wow, that looks so cool. I'm not gonna lie, that is awesome. That is a great shot. But there's multiple times throughout the movie. I thought that was just the one that stuck out, but there was multiple times throughout the movie that I was like, wow, this is great. And then next up after that, set design, obviously, with any movie set in 1800s or even in the past is always going to be good. That and dialogue too, dialogue was made very well. I thought the dialogue was good in this, because I think, especially with Hamnet as a comparison, I had a lot more trouble understanding Hamnet, and I feel like they were able to still use a lot of not Renaissance terms, but older terms, and speak how they would 200 years ago, and I still was able to understand it clearly. There was almost, except for the introduction, I didn't really have any issue understanding anything anybody was saying. But yeah, that and then the set design, set design was great, and costume design, all that stuff, kill it. Other than that, I don't have much, I'm gonna be honest, I walked out of this theater and I'm like, yeah, it's a good movie. It was a good movie, I don't know what you want me to say about it. However, what I will say, though, I think the number one takeaway from it, in terms of what I didn't like about it, was the fact that they almost try to make the huge twist, or at least what I got out of it, was that the whole twist was that Catherine is the bad guy. I kind of got the idea she was the bad guy from the start. I'm not gonna be 100%. I'm gonna be 100% honest. literally, in the big conversation between her and the servant, when she was like, you know, I love him, but I'm gonna marry Linton anyways. And then, you know, obviously, Heathcliff heard it and walked away because he didn't hear that part. That whole conversation, like, you know, even if he wasn't there, it doesn't matter. You still said the things you did, and you still decided to go through with the marriage. I don't know. It's like, I knew that was a bad idea from the start. Anybody could see it, and I feel like it's not a surprise that she's the bad person in this scenario. She not only ruined the love life of Heathcliff, but also of Linton. You know, both men in this... I mean, okay, this is going to sound very sexist, and I apologize for it, but... she did kind of just ruin the love life of those two guys for just because. Either go with one or go with the other. And she decided to cheat on her husband and then not commit to Heathcliff. And it's like, what are we doing here? And then she just dies. And it's like, okay, well, what the hell? You know, what the hell are we doing? You know, but like, that was my one big takeaway. It's just like, you can't, at least in my eyes, you can't really, I understand where she's coming from, which is, you know, she doesn't want to make a full commitment to him because of their past and how she treated him, and I know that whole thing, but still, it's just like, you can't spin this in a way where she was ever the good guy, really, in my scenario. Like, even when Heathcliff initially shows up, she's an asshole to Linton's servant. And it's like, okay, if I'm, like... And then when she was like, I've only been nice to you, and it's like, okay, well, in the argument, once, Heathcliff and Catherine are arguing, and then the servant was dressing all nice to try and impress him, and then she's like, go play with your dolls, you know, whatever, and that conversation afterwards, she's like, I've only been nice to you, and it's like, well, okay, sure, but if I'm Heathcliff, it's like, well, you haven't been nice to anybody else, haven't been nice to Linton, you've been lying about loving him this whole time, you haven't been nice to his servant, because she's jealous of the fact that she decided to choose another man. I don't know. It's a lot. But also, I should have made this disclaimer. This is the end, pretty much. I've gone on longer than I needed to. I've pretty much gotten my thoughts out. I really should have said this at the beginning. This is not a movie made for me. I know that. I understand that. This is not my type of movie. I said on the car ride home, I've never seen Twilight. I don't know much about the fan base, but this feels like something that the fan base would like. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if that counts for anything, but I feel like if you're into Twilight, I feel like this would be for you. It's just, it feels like something a horny mom would be into. Not a 17-year-old kid. Man. Yeah. But that's about it. I don't have much else to say about it. You know, this is a solid movie, 7.5 out of 10. I think the number one takeaway is that I think Jacob Elordi absolutely crushed it, and I think set design, costume design, all of the above were great. Oh, and script. I mean, script was good. You know, I mean, it's a good script. I like the character writing. But yeah, I think I've gotten most of my points across. That's really all I have to say. Tomorrow, I don't know what I'm gonna see. I really want to see Good Luck, Have Fun, Hope You Don't Die. Is that what it's called? That looks really good. I'm gonna see Goat with my mom. I do really want to see that movie. And then there's also that one Chris Hemsworth movie and Kevin James movie. All these movies came out this week, and I want to go see all of them. And then there's like more coming out in the next 2 weeks. And it's like, oh my god, there's a lot of movies coming out. But I don't know. This is a big year for movies. But yeah, that's about all I got to say about this. So yeah.